Hi.
But who much?
Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching yet.
What
So
is that?
that says live. Live. So I just wanted to, we're hanging out, eating some peanut butter and jelly. And I want to kind of I want to flesh out some of these points and kind of just talk about it. And since we're just hanging out together, we'll just see how it goes. Talk a little bit about spanking. That's what I want to talk about today. And I might make another video about it later, but we'll just hang out and do this live video. Does that sound cool?
It's not spanking, it's Chris.
Huh?
I told this. You know what spanking is?
Do you know what spanking is? That's what you're asking. So a common point that's brought up is the necessity of spanking in situations where you need to...
What do you know about Chris Bowie, you know?
We don't know if Chris Bowie's on. So I don't know for sure, but I just want to talk...
Why does it say one?
Because one person is watching.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Like Chris Bowie.
But is it all right if for right now I just talk a little bit about spanking?
Maybe.
I'm going to let you
Chris
talk
Bowie.
about what you want to talk about, but I'm going to talk a little bit about
Who do you
spanking.
think that is?
I don't know.
You look at the words.
Yeah. Okay, ready? I'm gonna keep talking. So so this idea that in order to prevent dangerous situations with your kid, like in order to prevent them.
Penis.
Do you have a penis?
Yes, penis.
Are you a boy? Hold on.
What?
Foot? Wait, what's this on your foot?
A penis.
A Band-Aid?
Hi, everybody. I love Band-Aid Day.
So, in order to avoid dangerous situations, do you know what dangerous means, Max?
No.
Danger. Danger is something like a situation where you might get hurt or killed, right? So a common one that people talk about is, well, I just want to go through a couple of common examples and look at what's some alternatives to spanking, because
Nobody watching?
that's right, nobody's watching. So that means we can just talk. What parents don't realize is that spanking will work, quote unquote work, in those types of situations.
No.
Because
Someone's watching.
nobody's watching. There's no number there. So that means nobody's watching right now.
No.
Can I tell you something?
It's supposed to have a 0.
No, it just does shows nothing. So it's similar to 0 because 0 can mean nothing, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, 0 means none.
That's right. 0 means nothing. So what I was going to tell you is that spanking can work to force a certain type of behavior because it creates a form of trauma. And no matter what level of, if you're, people say they're not hitting their kids hard, but it creates a form of trauma when you're grabbing a child who's much smaller and literally physically can't get away and who's totally dependent on you to provide their survival needs. So you create a form of trauma, especially in those situations where it's like you're getting really excited and kind of frustrated. And even if you've tried to, quote unquote, explain the situation and then you've hit foot, you're still creating a form of trauma.
No foot time.
No foot time? I still see a Band-Aid on here.
Why?
Probably we need to take this Band-Aid off. You want any more of your sandwich?
I'm running away from you because
Oh, I'm not going to take your Band-Aid off unless you agree.
I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't have to take it off. You don't have to run away.
Now, actually, two people are watching now.
Yeah. So it's like a Pavlovian response. Or if you study how PTSD works, like and investigate that.
Who is watching?
It says Benoit is watching. Benoit. I don't know if he's still watching because it doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me if someone leaves or exactly or who's leaving or who's coming back on. It doesn't. It's not instantaneous.
And also, who's watching on the top?
Clavdija. So, but it's so parents will argue for this point of spanking works, and it can, in the sense of trying to force that behavior, but it works through trauma. Consider for a moment the example of like how they get pit bulls to fight. Whoa. Hi, Benoit. Benoit's saying hi to you. He says, look, what does that say?
It says,
Do you see what that says?
hi, Max.
What does it say before hi, Max?
Yes.
That's right. So it says hi, Max, and then what's the next word after that?
Katie.
Yeah, but what's the word right before Katie?
And.
That's right. So it says yes, hi, Max, and Katie. So how do they get pit bulls to fight one another? Right? They create a lot of abuse and trauma, and they hit the pit bulls and they starve them and they do all these things. But you don't necessarily know with a pit bull whether you're going to create one.
Hey, say hi.
Hi.
Benoit.
I say hi to Benoit. You don't necessarily know whether you're going to create a pit bull that's very aggressive.
Now 3 people are watching.
That's right. It does say 3. Or one that's very suppressed
Now 2
and submissive.
people are watching.
So you don't know what you're going to get. And then they breed the dogs specifically for aggression and the ones for submission too. So think about it. When parents are using spanking to create trauma, which is how it operates. Like if you go and study, there's lots of studies on spanking. There's lots of studies on trauma, on PTSD, on all of these points. I've read those studies. So how many parents out there who are agreeing and arguing for spanking have actually gone and investigated a lot of this? Or is it just defending what's happened to them and then just carrying that out with their own kids? Or also defending this point from a point of not really knowing what else to do. Because spanking is so widely accepted in our culture, even now. You know, I think like I read an article a while back, but I saw one recently that was saying like 54% of parents advocate spanking.
Benoit.
What are you saying?
It says Benoit.
Benoit? Yeah, it does say Benoit.
What? Say that.
That because he was watching. I don't know if he's still watching, but that's his name there.
Well, it says 2 people.
That's right. It does say 2. You're right.
So maybe then was watching and
Someone else.
who's it?
I'm not sure because sometimes it doesn't tell us who's watching. It doesn't tell us immediately. So
No, the words tell us.
the words tell. Well, sometimes it doesn't tell us right away who's watching. There's a lag, which means there's some time between when a person comes on and when it shows their
Now
name.
3 people are watching.
That's what it says.
Who
There's
is
an-
it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We're not able to see. It might show up another name might come up, and then if we see another name, we'll say who it is. Does that make sense?
Maybe Chris Billy.
Yeah, that's possible. So it's really important for parents, if you're going to be advocating and arguing for something, to really go and investigate how it operates. So I want to go through some examples of these really dangerous situations because we've walked through it too. It's a universal point. Like we all have to walk through supporting our kids to understand consequence and to understand situations that could be very, very dangerous for them. So let's talk a little bit about, one that I really like is sticking things into the outlets in the house. So when Max was really young, like
Who's on the bottom?
Kian.
Kian.
Yeah, Kian. When Max was really young.
I'm Kian watching. But why is one people watching maybe Kian?
Yeah,
Kian.
I think so.
Kian. Kian. Kian.
I can hear it at the end of your tube.
Kian. Kian.
So one thing that we did, I think Max was around. Is it okay if I keep talking? I want to tell them a story about you when you were little. Is that cool? Okay. So when Max was probably like 11 months old or something like that, he got really interested in the outlets. And I wouldn't say he was sticking things into them yet, but he was going over to them and kind of, sort of like maybe kind of looking at them and poking his finger around. Or he would take the ends of our plugs and try to kind of put the plug in and things like that. And
now who's watching?
Julie. You want to say hi to Julie?
Julie.
Yeah. And tell her in your trumpet. You say Julie. You say hi.
Julie. Hi, Julie. Hi.
Okay, can I keep going?
Okay.
All right. Now what? It hasn't changed. The number of people hasn't changed. Max really likes doing these live videos where we get to count the number of people.
Dude.
And
What's it? Who? Now who's watching?
Julie says hi.
Hi. Hi, Julie. Hi.
You remember Julie? We saw her in Mexico.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Julie.
So I'm gonna keep telling the story about you, okay? So the reality is, like, you are plugging and unplugging things all the time. And is it dangerous for kids to stick random stuff in the outlets? It can be. You should go read about it. Like, it can be very dangerous. They can get severely shocked. But the reality is it's part of our world. So you can either, try haphazardly to explain the danger of it to kids.
Who's watching at the top?
It does say 3 now, but we don't know who else because nobody else's name has popped up. So you're right. It does have a 3 now. Can I keep going? Okay, cool. So it's a part of our reality. You're going to be plugging and unplugging things all the time. So your kids seeing you do that, they don't fully grasp consequence, and they don't even have like a memory in the same way that adults do until they get much older. So there's a lot of times there's this expectation of I should be able to tell my kid 1 or 2 times, and if they still are doing it, then I need to spank them. The difficulty with that is you're trying to map the way that you think about things onto your kid, and that's not how a toddler processes information. It's more immediate and here,
Watching.
and they don't have this ability.
Who do you think's watching?
Everyone who was watching before, but it says 2 now, so I'm not sure.
Well, let's see.
Probably some of these people that were listed here. So, can I keep going? Okay, cool. So, instead of just focusing on the danger, you should know it's there. Like, be aware of it. You're aware of the danger. But what you can do instead is start supporting your kid to have a good habit when it comes to the cords, when it comes to the outlets. So that's what we started doing with Max. We actually took Christmas lights because he really liked the way they were lit up, and I would support him to practice.
4 people
It does say
watching.
4 now. You're right.
No, who are watching?
I'm not sure because it hasn't shown a new name yet.
Is it?
We haven't seen any new names yet. Do you see how much I'm having to explain this over and over again? Like, you need to process and understand. And if you don't understand don't need to just understand based on what I'm saying. Like, go read the research about how children learn. If you can't process that research or understand it or read it quickly, then talk to me about that. I can support you with that, right? I've been supporting myself to be able to read more effectively and process information more effectively so I can understand how our minds actually operate, how our brains operate. What's up? So that's a good example. I just wanted to demonstrate that. But so what we did is we took Christmas lights and what's up? I don't want that pillow on my head right now.
What is the Christmas light?
Well, I was talking about how when you were a kid, I used to, I'm trying to get both of us in the shot. When you were a kid, we used to take out the Christmas lights and you would practice holding on to the plastic part of the Christmas lights and not touching the metal and plugging them into the outlet. And then we would talk about the colors on the Christmas lights. And then we would practice safely unplugging the Christmas lights. So we would do that in a structured way when I was there and present. And then another thing to remember is a lot of times we have to be self-honest about this as parents. A lot of times we punish kids because we're not paying attention and something happens. And so we act out in fear, trying to create that traumatic situation so that our child will remember that this is dangerous, when actually they're learning that they're just associating that situation with them being hit or them being punished. So a more effective way is over and over again and create a habit within yourself, explaining things fully. So when we would do this thing with the Christmas lights, as he was getting older and older, we would practice talking about electricity. We would talk about current. We would talk about metal. We would talk about, conductivity. What's up? Oh yeah, you want to do that? We would talk about all of these things together. And let's say you don't know much about electricity, okay? Then you might want to just read an article about it, or there's videos on YouTube that you can sit and watch together. You might want to sit and watch it first just to make sure it's clear. But then watch that information together so that your kid can get access to the information that's relevant for their world. So instead of, no matter how young they are, and then be honest with yourself. If you come across a situation where you weren't paying attention and then your kid goes and starts plugging something into the wall,
Let's ping your phone.
Stop the situation, but check yourself for your own fear and the anger that comes up connected to that. Because really you're just angry with yourself for not having paid attention and been present. So instead of doing that, don't punish your kid for your own inattention, right? Even if that's just a pattern and it's the thing that your parents did for you, just realize you are creating points of trauma for your kid. It's just the reality. I mean, just go and investigate how trauma works. You will see for yourself. It's very low level trauma, but over time,
No.
you're just creating all this. What's up?
Don't make yourself.
Don't make myself what? Are you making my hand go up?
What's Benoit say?
He says, I remember when you did that with the Christmas light. So they remember because I used to post videos of you when you were little playing with those Christmas lights. When we would practice plugging in the string of Christmas lights into the outlet. Right?
I like that.
Yeah, that was fun, huh? So, okay, let's talk about another situation and what we did. Okay. What's another quote unquote dangerous situation? But it's actually dangerous. How about running out into the street? Is that a good one to talk about? Because Senny's doing that lately, like wanting to run towards the street, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about how we supported you and how we're supporting Senny now. Is that cool?
What? Whoa.
So, running out in the road. Yes, it is very dangerous for your kid to run out in the road, especially at our house. We have a little corner. So we can't see the cars that are coming around the corner. I know my parents, like, we played out in the street a lot when I was a kid, because we had a big long street and you could see people. If you could see everyone who was coming down the street. At our street and in our little front yard, we live on not a cul-de-sac, but on a corner. So the kids can't play in the street where we're at because cars whip around the corner really quickly. So we still go out in the front yard and we practice over and over again, just making sure that they're aware of what's the street and what's the sidewalk. And then, did you fall off? And then we practice talking about why we don't just run into the street. Now, my daughter, she's not able to speak yet. So with her, we just practice and we play a game like, this is the street, this is the sidewalk, and I'll ask her, if she runs towards the street, I'm like, that's the street. Let's go back to the sidewalk.
What does that say?
Where?
What does it say?
Where?
As if watching.
I don't see Asif. I see Kian.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so we practice.
And who's down there?
It says Michelle.
Mitchell.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Not Mitchell. Michelle.
No, her word, Michelle.
You want to say hi to Michelle?
Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
So we practice that over and over again, and then I don't get angry if my daughter gets into the street. I'll just emphasize.
Loves.
It looks like, you remember sometimes when Dad does live videos and you can push the heart. You can push like the thumbs up, or you can push a heart. There's other options too.
What's Kian say?
What does he say? Can you read that?
It says, hi, Max.
It says, hey, Max. Hey, Max.
Anything loves.
Those are thumbs up. That means that someone else who's watching this, I think that was Benoit, I'm not sure who that was, but someone else who's watching this is clicking that thumbs up button, and that's kind of saying like they like what you're saying, or they like what you're showing them in the video that you're doing.
I talk about...
Look, see, Benoit just did 3. Isn't that cool?
Why did he do 3?
I don't know. He just pushed it real quick. 1, 2, 3. And sent 3 of them out.
And then Asif will push 4.
But Asif isn't here. Kian is here. Look, see, with the K. K-I-A-N. That's Kian. Right?
And with the N part. With N.
Where's N? Oh.
Now what does...
Let's ask
Why
Kian.
did you can?
He says, it was fun playing in the ocean in Cabos. So were you playing in the ocean with Kian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So he was saying it was fun playing with you in the ocean, but it doesn't say with you. It just says it was fun playing in the ocean in Cabos. Cabos was the one of the cities that we were in Mexico. Right? Can I keep talking a little bit more? No, you're done? Okay, I just want to talk a little bit more.
Okay, who's that?
Where?
Up there.
Which one?
Up there.
I'm going to roll up? Here.
Down.
There's Benoit.
And who's that?
Benoit.
And who's
Look.
that?
Look, Kian says yes with you. Oh, I should have let you read that on your own. Okay, I'm going to keep talking a little bit more about the street with Sunny.
No.
Hold on.
You know it.
Okay, you tell me a little bit about the street.
The street is a dangerous place.
Is it really? Is it always dangerous, or just something where you need to pay attention about cars?
It's just always
Always dangerous? Really?
It's just always dangerous.
Is that the case, though? Do we sometimes walk in the street? What about when you're in the stroller?
No.
We never walk in the street with the stroller? We usually walk in the street with the stroller.
How?
Well, you guys, you and Sunny go in the stroller, and then I walk in the street. because I'm being very carefully aware of cars. And also, I'm tall, so the cars can see me more easily.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah.
So again, then explaining over and over again how to look left, how to look right. Like, you can practice so many different things. Yeah. There's so many things you can practice when you're...
Now, swipe it all the way up.
Okay.
And
That's Klavdija. Klavdija. And I might not be pronouncing her name totally right, but we did look up your name to figure out how to pronounce it. Well, okay, swipe down. There's Kian. Yeah. Okay. So just a little bit more about the street. Do you want to tell us anything else about the street?
The street is very dangerous.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Every now and then, it's dangerous.
Every now and then it's dangerous. Do you see yourself? So, what's up? Hey, so I'll talk for a little bit, and then you can talk too. Or you can come sit, if you come sit right next to me, they'll be able to see your face too. If you come sit right here. Oh, my leg's asleep. Okay. Come sit right next to me. Then you can see yourself too.
Why are three hands?
Oh, he just wrote 3 messages. There's not 3. There's not 3 kids. It just shows his face 3 times because he wrote a message 3 times. So, something to consider is like
How
with the dangerous...
do that?
He just typed in a message and then he pushed enter and then it showed up on our side.
He pushed enter. How did that? On his phone?
Well, yeah, on his phone, probably. I don't know. He might have been on his computer, whatever device he's using to watch this.
It looks like his future. Maybe he's gonna do no one, but I do it even. I know it even. I do it even.
I like that song, by the way.
I do it even. I do it.
So, oh, I think you just turned the little part of my watch. You have to check to make sure that you've taken as much time as needed to explain something over and over and over again, and that you've made sure that you're not punishing out of
Hey, Mom.
your lack of paying attention.
You zip it up so that
You can do it. You do it. Face it and then you can do it. But it's not set to the water mode where you can do that yet. Have you taken the time fully to explain the situation of what's actually happening? Not just saying this is dangerous. That's not good enough. That's not giving a child full understanding of what's really going on. Because what I've found is that the more I explain, doesn't necessarily create the perfect behavior that I want, which is what people... What I understand the urge, so I don't want to just say people are doing this, but it's like I get the urge of wanting to create immediate controlled behavior in your child. Well, I've got the phone in my other hand, so I don't have my other hand free, but you do it. Can you try? Okay, well then let's just leave it because I've got the phone in my other hand.
I can do it up with my back.
And it is sort of expecting a lot from
I
kids.
can
I
do
mean,
it my back.
even right now, like I could get
I can do
frustrated
it
and
my
angry.
back.
Okay, do it. You did it with the other moment with your. You did it before with your back. Can you do it again? Like I could be angry and frustrated because I'm trying to do something here, like talk on this video, and he's just being a kid. And so a lot of times, again, we're punishing kids for being kids. And it just creates a lot of suppression, and we're wondering why a lot of adults have anxiety and stress and all this stuff. And then but it's like as a society, we're not really willing to look at how we treat children in a lot of situations, like we would we would treat dogs. Like it's which we abuse both children and dogs. But it's like, how can we expect children to grow up to be stable, effective adults who are actually supposed to be empathetic and caring towards one another if we treat them with abuse, if we treat them with impatience, and if we're just, I mean, because a lot of kids, it's like a constant in their house. Go read.
Like one time, okay, like
Yeah.
Actually, something was true. One time, Walter was at our house. He was living there, and we lived at Walter's house.
Oh, we switched. He's saying that we used to live at our neighbor's house, and he used to live here. Yeah.
So.
Do you see yourself in the video? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Look, there's 2 Maxes.
There's 2 Maxes. There's one in the video and one right here.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna say me too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say me to Ken, so he know what I'm doing, and he know what my face looks like.
You can know what your other face looks like?
Yeah.
Can you do a angry face? Can you do a sad face? Can you do a happy face? Are you a dog? You're so funny. But again, if you can get yourself, and really this is for a lot of people who don't have kids yet. Like, if you can get yourself in a situation where you have, one parent who's at home who can be more dedicated to the kids and more aware and present, it's worth it, because it's very difficult to have the patience required to be here with a kid and explain all this stuff, because you might have to explain a dangerous situation or the details around why it's dangerous or what's going on, and answer questions. He's not here right now. He's doing a presentation today, so he won't be home until probably later tonight. He might come. I think he's coming back in the afternoon, and then he'll be home, and then he has to go out again, and then he'll be home later. Okay.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
I like these videos because you guys get to see.
Bounce, bounce.
Like, it's not. I don't have docile children.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
But why would you want to suppress this?
Whoa. Whoa.
Like, it's like pure joy and just fun and like, I really don't. I understand the desire to suppress it, because as adults we're just so used to suppression, and we're like tired and just there's all this stuff, and we kind of lost that point of innocence and that point of just being present and here in our reality. And what we need to realize is that really young children are completely integrated into the physical reality, in the sense that they don't have memories the way that we do as adults. They don't understand consequence the same way. It takes time. It takes explanation. It takes support. I don't know, but what number does it say up there?
3.
That's right.
3.
So 3 people. We don't know. Look, I just saw Jessica put a heart. You can say hi to Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Look, she's doing a bunch of hearts.
Look, 3.
Do you remember Jessica from Mexico?
4. Yes! Look, says 4.
Look at all those hearts. Isn't that cool?
Wow, look. She's making a bunch of hearts.
Isn't that awesome?
Swipe it up.
Let's see what Benoit said.
Whoa, he's been a water.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Look, let's see what's up two hearts. Look, look. Oh, look.
Yeah.
What hearts.
Look, what'd she say?
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, and then she put smiley faces.
Look, you see my thumbs and hurts.
Isn't that cool?
Bunch of hearts. Big heart. Look, one. Chip and wow. 1,000 hearts.
1,000, yeah. Look, she's still going. Look. Oh, look, Benoit did too. Thanks, guys. Is it fun to watch the hearts?
Thanks, you guys.
Look, thumbs up. See, that's like this. Thumbs up. That means well, in the world world of emojis and stuff like that, this means like. Like I like.
Wow, she's doing 1,000.
Yeah. That's cool, huh?
I'm having fun watching.
Yeah. So yeah, those. What are you saying?
Where more can pop up?
If they decide that they want to put more. So we'll just watch.
Now, what's...
I was gonna wrap up this video because I'm not sure.
What is all that?
Oh, look, happy. Look, laughing faces.
Look, oh, those are laughing.
Look, Jessica's showing us all the different ones. So those are just some examples. I can do more videos like on specific ways.
Oh,
Look, isn't that cool?
wow. I think she's showing us over
Look,
the ones.
there's the laughing ones. See how they laugh when they go up? That's cool.
She's showing all the ones she has on her phone.
Mm-hmm. So it takes patience.
Wait a second.
That requires practice.
Wait a second.
So I'm going to end this video. So just for a moment while I talk a little bit about the end of the video, could you not yell? I'm going to get all the yelling out. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Okay. So I'm just going to say a few things and then we'll end it, okay? So, and also seeing what your kid can process and what they can't. And then just patience, right? Because like, for example, I can see we're getting to the end of his ability to focus on this, right? He's ready to move on and go do stuff. And it's like, if we as adults...
I'm ready to do stuff.
You ready to do stuff? Okay.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, we're going to do it right now. I'm just going to say a few more things and then I'll be done.
Like one more thing.
One more Okay, I'll say one more thing.
But goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Okay, almost. Can I say two things? Can I say something and then say goodbye? Okay, I'm going to do that. All right? So, but you don't yell while I'm doing it, okay? Because when you yell, it's difficult for them to understand what I'm saying. So it's cool sometimes to yell. But right now, I'm just going to finish a little bit. Real quick.
Oh.
So, what's up?
Stay still. And let's watch a chimpanzee emojis. And
we can do more emojis after. You want to do more emojis after this video? I'll show you. So, seeing where your kids are at, supporting them with the dangerous situations, explaining as much as possible, even if it takes 100 times of explaining it. It's better than using trauma to try to force a certain behavior.
Wait a second. She spreads a bunch of things.
Yeah. Look, isn't that cool?
Emojis, hearts, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
When does she put the most?
So, okay, I'm almost done. I just keep considering things to say. I'm trying to get up high so we can see you. Huh?
Look.
Yeah, Chris Bowie's watching. But we're gonna end really soon, okay? So I'm just gonna say one more thing. I'm just trying to wrap it up.
Say goodbye.
Okay, I'm just gonna wrap it up. Say goodbye. I know that you want me to end
What
it.
do you mean wrap it up?
Wrap it up just means like sum up what I talked about. That means just kind of say a little point about everything I talked about and then say goodbye. So yeah, I might make another video just kind of doing these a bit more succinctly and giving more examples. If you guys would like to see, or if you guys have any, this is what I was considering doing, something like if you had situations.
Who's that?
Well, hold on one moment, Max. If you had situations that you got spanked for, or that you see other kids getting spanked for, that you would like to see how a patient parenting approach would be, you can let me know. What's up? That's Leslie, Chris Bowie. Leslie, Chris Bowie. Yeah. If you'd like to see something like that,
Who's that?
comment below or send me a
Who's
message,
that?
and I will support with that.
Wait a
And if it's something we've dealt with, I'll give examples.
second.
Well, I'm going to end it now because we've been talking for a long time on here, and I also know that you're ready to go run around. I know you're ready to go run around and play. Oh, look. See, more hearts. Jessica, send us some more hearts. Thanks, guys, for your patience. Because it's really cool. I mean, it's like...
And let's wait till Jessica gives us some hearts to end.
Okay. We'll see if she gives us more hearts to end. If she's still here. Look, Chris Bowie says, it's me. If you guys like these type of videos, let me know. I like sharing me being here with Max because, again, you get to see the reality. And I think a lot of people don't share that because it can be kind
it's
of...
Me.
Yeah, you did say that.
It's
me. It can seem kind of chaotic.
It's me.
But that's what it's like having kids, and you know, it's cool.
Let's wait till he gives us more hearts.
Well, I'm actually going to end it now. We're ready to go, right? Aren't you ready?
No, let's wait till.
And you know what? You could watch this over and watch the hearts happen again. Also, we can go look at all the emojis that they have. We can in the notepad here. We can go type some and talk about what they mean. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna send all of them to Chris. All to Mitchell because I like Mitchell.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. You want to say goodbye?
Oh, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.